Yep. What's up? All right, so check it. Whew. Doing some more, making some more noise. This is going to be a little fun. This is more of the same use of 5, which is actually pretty cool. Um, Welcome to day 27. I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly. You guys should know that I do have challenges getting to this space. um, for those who know me, y'all know that I've got, I'm a married man, got a couple of kids. For those of you who don't know me, now you know. So sometimes my schedule is their schedule, especially in this space that we're in right now. But that doesn't mean we can't make it fun. So check it. Day 27, we're still going down this road of using 5 within the quarter note. This is a really great thing to explore and definitely possibly use. I mean, I'm excited about this because it's something that, while I might have some knowledge of how to do, I don't use it that much because I just don't. But I could, and it would be a lot of fun. Alright, so this is going to be accents. Let's make sure I do this camera thing right. Okay, so that's on me right now. I'm going to switch to the other one. One day I'll trust myself on that move. That's cool. Cool. So this one, same thing where we're using, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we're going to do this first part without the metronome because the metronome is going to make it challenging for me, which I love, and that's what I'll be practicing. I'll do both, but we're going to start off without the metronome just so we can get this. Because now what we're going to do, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we did it all on the downbeat mostly, most all our hits. Even when we skipped some of the downbeats, they were all on the 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is hitting all the subdivisions, and it actually opens up into a bunch of different possibilities here, because not only are we talking about just the subdivisions here, we're talking about you creating your own accent array or pattern within a grouping of 5, which can always be really exciting. It's really great for songwriting, but yeah, and music making and all those kinds of things. So here we go. So first we have, our standard 1, 2, 3. Hopefully by now you understand this and you're getting this vibe and you're in the 5 mode vibe. I mean, I'm almost there, I'm doing all right. I'm going to play it without accents just so you can hear that and just hear where the downbeat is. And then we're going to just start to move it around and try to make the downbeat interact with what we're playing here. Okay, so here we go again. And I'm still in traditional grip mode. I'm okay with that. Here we go. Being sensitive. Yeah, I gotta work this thing out. I want this to be happening too. Alright, here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking them away. Oh, that was hard. Here we go. There we are. Right? Okay, cool. So now let's try adding them on the second beat. Ooh, are y'all ready? Am I ready? I'm not ready. I should have practiced this before I got here. Oh well, here we go. Practice ain't perfect. Okay, one. Here we go. One, two, three. Ah. Ah. Let's start even first. That will help me. That's for me. Okay. We're in our fives. We're going to hit the second. Two. Oh. I'm already a mess. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, man. Ugh. American music, you've jacked me up. It's all right. Now we're unjacking. Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tika taka tika taka tika taka tika taka. Second beat. I hope that was right. I'll see it when I look back at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I tell you. And this is why you can do these things all day. I'm gonna try not to be long. Here we go. I'm gonna keep going. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Oh, here we go. Try it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. Ah. Oh. Yeah, that gets a little challenging. I like this. I like things that are far outside of anything I'm even thinking about. Because it's so easy to get on the drum set, and just start playing stuff that you dig, things that you're so used to. But this stuff, I'm not even thinking of this even in a musical space yet. Right now, I'm just working on the technique of it, and I'll be very excited to bring this to some music. Okay, let's try that one again, please. And I'm still adding. I'm thinking if this is the downbeat, so I have to be careful of that. We'll pull in the metronome in a second. Okay. So right now I do have the spacing. I have the way that my hands are interacting with the hi-hat. The hi-hat is not part of this first exercise. I should add, and I do that a lot, where I add in things that are not here. But it's not a bad thing to add. It's good to make sure that you're marking tempo and you're not living this weird limbo. Because I mean, honestly, you could be just, you could just be doing that with the, and it doesn't really matter where it is because you're already playing every single exercise that has, one accent if you're playing the first accent. So it's important to know where the downbeat is. Okay, here, fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we go. One. You know, it is good. I mean, I'm trying to meld the two things that I'm able to do quickly with music, which is hear an interval or spacing and adopt it quickly, and that's really good for music. A lot of times there are sometimes you play a piece of music, you don't need to know what the time signature is. Just interact with the music and follow along. And a lot of ways, that's really how you should play. But for this, because I'm working on technique, while that's my instinct, that's the way I operate. I'm also trying to make sure that I'm self-checking myself, checking my work and making sure that, you know, it's like my son with math. He's good at math. He knows the answer. But when they're like, "Oh, check your work," he's like, "Why? Why do I have to go through that down that road?" And he can. He's better than me. He vibrates higher. Anyway, here we go. Let's do the fifth one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is this in the way? Come on, Corey. We're better than this. No, we're not. It's just me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm already lost because I don't have my hi-hat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, yeah, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, ah, mm. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Yeah, that one's hard too, especially because they're so close together. So I was losing where my downbeat was, whether it was the hi hat or if it was the snare hit, the snare accent. So that's kind of what that is. So again, we're taking 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're putting the accent on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're putting it on the second beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Let me try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Or and then the third beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the fourth beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that feel thing I just did? like feeling it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and that becomes very important when I start wanting to play things faster. So important. And then the fifth subdivision, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the important thing to see and remember, especially since we're doing single stroke exchange, is that the accent falls on the opposite hand each time it comes around. The last exercise that they have on there is on beats 1 and or on the first and the third subdivision, which is cool because that's usually the way that, you know, most drummers mark fives, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Yeah, most of the times when you hear fives, you hear them broken up into combinations of 2s and 3s, or 3s and 2s, 2s and 2s and 1s, you know, 1s and 2s and 2s. You know, those are usually the most common that you hear them presented. So, yeah, so that's the last one. Now that one, because I'm so used to doing that, that's already in my DNA to play. Or you know, different those kind of combinations, because that's already like in my DNA. I can usually do those fairly easy, you know. Now, I can even take that concept that what I do know, you know, I talk to my students a lot about using what you know to get to where you're going. The fact that I know how to do, I can try to imagine that groove. Sometimes I do something, you know, I mean, it might make it easier, it might make it more complicated, but it works for me, which is just imagining that anytime I'm playing fives and just removing the accents. So the accents are still in my head or in my body, and so I'm thinking when I'm playing. You know, and the trick is to just not show that I'm thinking. Right? So those are the hands. That's what's happening on the hands, and you can work that out, work that all the way up. I'm gonna try with the metronome real quick. Oh, let me show you this really cool app. What is it called? Tempo Advance, and you can actually, I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can. You can actually, it has different wheels, and you can set. So the first wheel I have here is just set to 1. Second wheel is set to 5, and the tempo on this is like 60. So if I play 60, one, two, three, four, five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, so I can use this to kind of hear where everything goes. Right now I just have it doing all the accents, but like here where we have these accents in these different places, you know, I can do stuff like, you know, so that's my 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I can do those kinds of things. Do 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You know, so that's always a really great help of something that you can use that is super dope. I'm not going to use that right now because that's a super crutch, and it's really nice to have stuff like that for learning. But you know, you should try to get the feel of what the big one is. I always try to, much to my detriment. You know, makes me look silly, but you know that's a practice part of it. You know, getting in all that failure is good for you because when you're making those mistakes, you're learning things about yourself. All right, um, so ah, so we have, and remember I did that trick. It's just not a great trick. No, it's not working for me today. But here we go. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right. Don't worry. I'll make you guys suffer through it. So it took me a little bit to get there and to feel good there. But it's important to do this because a lot of times musically, that's what you need, that big one. So yeah, if you use too much of the crutch and then, you know, let's say you get into a band setting or you get into a session setting and you can't play with that one, that big one, you'll be in trouble because engineers are not trying to subdivide the measures with 5 beats. Or the beats subdivide the beats with 5 subdivisions. All right, so here we go. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So tricky. Whew. Okay, I'm not going to do too much of that. I'm not going to put you guys through that pain. This is my practice to do, right? So I gave you kind of the foundation. But yeah, you can do that. Use the crutch, you know, if you need to, you know. Sorry, let me turn that off. If you need to use a crutch, you know, do that. You know, but really just to start off, because honestly, if you use this all the time, you are not learning how to subdivide 5 yourself. Actually, I mean, I don't. Maybe you are. I find that I'm not, or you know, other players that I've seen have not done that properly. But anyway, cool. So yeah, that's my work to do with the metronome. Start at 60, go faster. We were playing faster than 60 in our what we were doing, but that's that. So then now for the drum set warm up, it goes into like a bit of an exchange. And it starts pretty easy. You know, you've got the eighth notes happening, then you have the eighth note triplets happening, then you have 16th notes, then you have your fives, you know? So this is interesting. Interesting. Rhythm, you can call it rhythm tree, you can call it metric modulation, you can call it whatever you want. But I'm gonna freestyle this a little bit only because this one mandates the hi-hat. It doesn't mandate. You don't have to do anything you don't want, but it's in there. So you have and it's just alternating hands. So yeah, keep that same energy, Granville, because when we get to fives. So yeah, you can use that and just do the tempo. The focus here, or just the thing that is happening, is that the hi-hat and the hands are hitting together with this eighth note situation. Now when we get to the triplets, you have, and the hi-hat is actually just playing the downbeat. So triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it. Ooh, these are hard. Hey, get in the mindset. That's something I used to struggle with too. Just that simple, like, independence, interdependence kind of thing. So if you struggle with that, work on that. It's a lifetime thing, you know. I struggled with this a few years ago, and now it's less hard. It's not totally built in because you saw me trip on it when I first got into it. But, you know, maybe a couple years down the road, I see it on a piece of paper and my body just does it without me having to think, which is kind of where we want to get. So, 16th notes, we're doing 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Oh, let's get these clean. And. Kind of starting to speed up, and then I slowed back down, like, oh, I should keep the tempo. But yeah, I just wanted to go fast. But yes, this is something to be mindful. A note on independence and interdependence. When I say interdependence, it's like you're paying attention to where things line up, or even, you know, I mean, it could be how things are passing, but in my main thought is how things line up. I know that with this exercise, my right hand is playing right with the hi-hat. So that's kind of my pivot point of interdependence, you know? And if I remember that, and remember how simple this interaction is, when I start doing everything, I'm a lot more relaxed in that space, you know? So that way, you know, if I can go faster. You know, like, I can imagine it faster. That wasn't super clean, but, you know. But my interdependence is knowing that this is always happening takes away a little bit of the anxiety of trying to go faster in that space. So that's that. Okay, boom, here's a monster. We're back to fives, right? So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I can't breathe that much. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now the hi-hat is actually switching up with this hand and this hand. Or actually, no. It's here, then it's here, then it's here, then it's here. So And boy, can that get really funky. But when you outline things like that, I mean, I don't know if this will help you. This logic helps, but sometimes thinking about some, a thing from different perspectives helps a lot. So, so you have this combination, this combination, this combination, this combination, this combination, this combination. Right hand in the hi hat and bass drum. Left hand in the hi hat and bass drum. Um, so just kind of watch for that while you're doing this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or one. See, already I got my numbers all jacked up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, nope. Hi hat only once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Let's just do the first partial. Ah, nope. Nope. There we go. So that's what I need. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm overthinking it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. See, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that gets funky. You could try it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, love it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Watch out, not this hand. These guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I know this combination. These together, these together, these together, these together. Let's try it again. So now, that was weird. So I do that sometimes where I'll make those pauses and I'll stop before I play something because your muscles will remember what you put forward. So sometimes even if you have to play something out of time just to get it right. But I think I've got the combination down. Let's see how well I can do it. Ready? Here. Ah, not that good. I'm almost there, see? Oh, yeah. It's there somewhere. That last one was wrong. But yes, I'm going as fast as my brain can process it currently. But that is also something that I need to work on for the next 24 hours. So yeah, that's that. Oh, trying to switch again, and I did it. I did it right. I did do it correctly. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Years ago, I read an article in Modern Drummer, which really, really inspired me. And it was probably the first article I had seen in there about Chris Dave. Uh, Funny thing about Chris, I mean, I was born in the 80s, so I remember as a kid listening to Chris Dave on cassette tape on like the corner, on the south side. A bunch of us drummers would get together and stand in a circle and we'd listen to tapes of people. This is before the internet. No, I mean the internet was out, but we didn't have the internet, so the way that we shared information, we didn't even use the dial-up chat rooms. That wasn't something that you afforded, but we would listen to tapes, if somebody heard him in Brooklyn. And so seeing him in the Modern Drummer article and him talking about, his playing and everything and practice. And, I think he made mention of, sometimes when I'm in practice, I mean, not to even compare, but he made a mention that, sometimes if someone were to walk past his practice room, they wouldn't think that he could play. And that was strangely encouraging to me. I mean, one, he was definitely, I mean, and has always, he has one of the most unique sounds on the instrument, you know, so, he's always been exploring his sound. But yeah, sometimes when you're in practice, I mean, this is a very literal example of that, where, I'm learning something. And if somebody was sitting on the other side of the door hearing me mess up all these things, they'd be like, man, this dude can't possibly play a groove. But this is how it starts, working through these things, making these big mistakes, having these challenges. Not everybody's the same, that, and the fact that you have no idea how much the next person is practicing. That's really a lot of times the difference. There are a lot of drummers that I could tell you. I mean, I'm an old man, so I've seen a lot of these young drummers coming up, and you could name a bunch of them, and I could show you a video. I mean, literally, probably have the video in my library and show you when they didn't play anything close to that. So, a lot of it is, just being tenacious and being persistent about practice. You're not going to be the drummer that you're going to be in the next 5 years, especially if well, whether you practice or not, you're not going to be the drummer you are in the next 5 years. So, if you practice, you'll see improvements. If you don't practice, you might be okay. You might be trash, So, yeah. Practice, guys. Practice ain't perfect. Thank you for tuning in. And that's day 27. Uh, we'll do 20. Yeah, we're on the last two. Tomorrow's the 28, day 28, and then there's day 29. If you're watching this, day 30, there's no exercise. It's just a review of everything that we have here. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't decided. I don't think I'm gonna do another giveaway. I don't think you guys are into that. I mean, if you are into a giveaway, comment below or something, and I'll give away something dope, off my kit or something, or maybe a cymbal, or I don't know, maybe even a snare drum. Nah, I don't know. You guys aren't into that stuff. It's okay. That's cool. We're just here to practice. That's dope. So, yeah, we get to day 30, and it's kind of your choice to like do whatever you want. I'm gonna probably take a little bit of time off of doing this, but that probably means I'll be chopping it up some different kinds of ways. And there's some stuff that I've got to work on, projects that I have coming out that I'm excited about, and secret projects that you may never see. Either way, have a fantastic evening, folks, because it's nighttime for me. If it's morning right now, enjoy your day. Peace. Let me go turn this thing off. Where is it?